Good afternoon to everyone. Today I'm starting with Indian authors and I'm starting Nissim Ezekiel. This author is prescribed in UP PGT examination and UP PGT exams dates are already there and exam will be conducted in the month of May. So today, let's read about Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel was born in the year 1924. He was born in the year 1924 and he died in 2004. His place of birth, he was born on 16 December 1924 in Mumbai of Jewish parents, Ben Israel. Author's birth date and that year is very important. So you have to remember in which year he was born and place of birth also. So Nissim Ezekiel was born on 16 December 1924 in Mumbai. And in which year he died? He died in the year 2004. So 1924 to 2004. His death was on 9th January 2004 and he suffered from Alzheimer's disease. Now let's talk about some facts about Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel inherited love for proverbs and homespun wisdom from his father. He studied at Automino D'Souza High School and Wilson College, Bombay, and Birkbeck College, London. He had the experience of teaching at school, at college, and at university. So his date of birth and his when did he die, so you have to remember all these dates which are very important for your exam point of view. UPPGT keep on asking such questions in examination. So Nissim Ezekiel was born in Mumbai, 16 December 1924, and he died on 9 January 2004. He was also a professor, I think, at Bombay. So question I think will come in exams regarding his professional life also. He was not only an author but also a professor of English. So this point, he had the experience of teaching at school, at college, at university, and who influenced him. So under the influence of M. N. Roy, he became the member of the Radical Democratic Party. In 1947, he took his postgraduate degree. In 1948, he went to England for study in philosophy under C.E.M. Joyd. And whom did he marry? He married Daisy Jacob. In which year? In 1952. Nissim Ezekiel married Daisy Jacob in the year 1952. Remember this name, Daisy Jacob, his wife, Nissim Ezekiel, wife, and they got married in the year 1952. Nissim Ezekiel is prescribed in UP PGT syllabus. So for the upcoming examination, it's very important to study all these Indian writers and authors. Kamla Das, Nissim Ezekiel, very important for your exams. The government of India conferred on him the title of Padma Shri. In which year he got the Padma Shri? In 1988, he got the Sahitya Akademi Award for Literature for Later Day Palms in 1983. So these are few important facts or points about Nissim Ezekiel. Now moving on to his major works. And I'm having SK Arora book. If you want to prepare for exams, you can purchase this book, SK Arora Handbook of Language and Literature in English for Competitive Examinations. It's very good book for your English UP PGT TGT examination. Sudhir K Arora. All right, so now let's talk about some of the most important works of Nissim Ezekiel. So let's start with Enterprise. Enterprise is a poem from Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, and the year of publication 1960. Enterprise is a poem from Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, which was published in the year 1960. Ezekiel makes a generalization of his own feelings of frustration, loss, and deprivation. The poet, with a number of people, begins a pilgrimage with hope and confidence, faces dangers and difficulties, but ends it in failure. Differences arise. People forget noble ideas for which they started the enterprise. The poet shows hopelessness. So what did he shows in this enterprise? He shows hopelessness of a man at the end of his life. No one can escape from the reality of life. Acceptance of reality gives meaning to life. There's a very famous proverb, very that life is not a bed of roses, right? So it is having full ups and downs. So we cannot escape from the reality of life. We have to face the hardships, difficulties, right? So in this poem, he feels very hopelessness, and no one can escape from the reality of life. Acceptance of reality gives meaning to life. Home is where we have to earn our grace. It is a short lyric in six stanza. So enterprises having six stanzas and of five lines each. You have to remember all this thing on also. How many stanzas are there in the poem and how many lines, right? So it is a short lyric poem, Enterprise, and having five lines each. It is known for clarity of expression, economy, and suggestiveness. It is written in confessional mode. One more Indian writer, Kamla Das, she was also a confessional poet. So, Enterprise is written by Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel was born in the year 1924 and he died in the year 2004. Enterprise was published by him, and it's a poem from Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, which was published in the year 1960. Enterprise poem is a short lyric poem having six stanzas of five lines each. Now let's talk about Marriage. Marriage is also a poem from Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, 1960. Again, it is a confessional poem. And by the way, who was Nissim Ezekiel's wife? I have told you already. Daisy Jacob. Daisy Jacob is the wife of Nizim, and they got married in the year 1952. Marriage is a poem from Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, 1960. It is a confessional poem. In marriage, love results in frustration. The illusion of ecstasy vanishes gradually. The lovers fall from romantic paradise is like the fall of Adam and Eve from Eve from Eden. He feels that he is a modern clean with curse. He goes to attend other men's marriage but never spoils the mystery that the couples have to experience. So these are the most famous work of Nizim Ezekiel, Enterprise, Marriage, then Philosophy. These all are the poems and Night of the Scorpion. This poem I have done in my school time also, and in my college when I was doing my BA in English from DU. So this poem was there, Night of the Scorpion, where the narrator's mother got bitten by the scorpion, and the villagers, and all the other people from the village, they were um so, okay, this is important. Night of the Scorpion. Night of the Scorpion is from Nizim Ezekiel, the exact name. Unfinished Man was published in which year? Unfinished Man, the 1960, and this one. The exact name, 1965. Night of the Scorpion is from Nizim Ezekiel, the exact name, which was published in the year 1965. It is the most onthologized poem. Revant Chaudhary, what's that? What's that? These are the notes that I'm sharing with you all. What's that? Nizim Ezekiel. Nizim Ezekiel is an Indian author, which Nissim Ezekiel as typical Indian poet who loves Indian soil and gives expressions to ordinary human events. This poem is a narrative poem. It is in the first person. Now, what happened here? My name is Aryan. Oh, hi Aryan. I remember you very well. How are you? All right. Night of the Scorpion is a narrative poem. It is in the first person. Now, what is the story of this poem? A scorpion bites the mother. People search for the scorpion but fail to find it. They believe that when the scorpion moves, its poison will also move in the mother's blood. Now, the father tries powder, herbs, and mixtures. People are superstitious while the father shows rationality and scientific way. The mother suffers for 20 hours. Mother feels happy to think that the scorpion has not bitten her children. So that shows the unconditional love of a mother towards her children. Night of the Scorpion. Now, these are the lines which are from the poem. My mother only said, at last, what did she say? Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children. This is self-effacing love of an Indian mother. The symbol of darkness and lights are developed in poem. Rain stands for hope and regeneration. Suffering purges mother. The poet uses simple language with a conversational touch. They said is repeated in poem. The two words have become choric refrain. The poet has used suggestive imagery. He is quite objective and detached in the poem. So, Knight of the Scorpion, background casually, enterprise, philosophy, marriage, all these works are very important, and these are the major works of Nissim Ezekiel. Again, when did he when was he born? He was born in the year 1924 and he died in the year 2004. Now let's come to objective questions on Nissim Ezekiel and his work, which are important for your exam. And the very first question, for a short period, he worked as a lecturer in English in Khalsa College, Bombay. He taught English literature at Bombay University. He had been the visiting professor at the University of Leeds. He had been editor of Quest, imprint, and 6 issues of Poetry India. He also had been the assistant editor of the Illustrate Weekly of India. Identify him, and the answer is Nissim Ezekiel. He was a lecturer in English in Khalsa College. He taught English literature at Bombay University. So the correct answer is B, Nissim Ezekiel. And this question has been asked many times in all those exams like UPPGT and assistant professor examination. Now, second question, he had been the editor of the Indian PEN. He edited the Emerson Reader, a Martin Luther King Reader, and Writing in India. Identify him. So again, the answer is Nizim Ezekiel. Answer number B. Nizam Ezekiel is an urban poet, a village poet, a poet of sex, none of these. So, an urban poet. He was born in Mumbai in the year 1924 and all right, now let's come to question number 4. The poem Enterprise is from this poem we have just done. This one, Enterprise. So it has been taken from Unfinished Man, 1960. The poem Enterprise is from Unfinished Man, 1960. Philosophy, Night of Scorpion, Poet, Love, and Bird Watcher appear in Nissim Ezekiel, The Unfinished Man, the exact name. So the answer is the exact name. See this. Night of the Scorpion is from Nissim Ezekiel, the exact name which was published in the year 1963. Sorry, 1965. The poem Enterprise is from The Unfinished Man. Nissim Ezekiel is an urban poet. Philosophy, Night of Scorpion, Poet Love, Word, Watcher, all these appear in Nissim Ezekiel, the exact name. Question number 6. Island and the background casually appear in Nissim Ezekiel, Hymns in Darken. Answer number A. The poems in India and Patriot are from the pen of, again, it's Nissim Ezekiel. When Ezekiel writes his poetry, he teaches this time largely himself. Whose comment is this? It's Jayanta Mahapatra. When Ezekiel writes his poetry, he teaches when Ezekiel writes his poetry, he teaches this time largely himself. Whose comment is this? Jayanta Mahapatra. So today I am going to do how many questions? Up to 20 I will do today, and remaining questions I'll do tomorrow. He has been manager of well-known advertising firm in the 50s, manager of the Shemalt, a picture frame manufacturing company for a year. In 1952, he even worked as deck scrubber and coal carrier on an English cargo ship to earn his passage home from England. Identify him. Nissim Ezekiel. Barbaric city sick with slums, deprived of seasons, blessed with rain. Bombay. Bombay is his birth city. Option number A. So he's talking about Bombay, barbaric city, sick with slums, deprived of blessed with rains. Here, the barbaric city is Bombay, the city where Nissim Ezekiel was born. And this question, I think, is PYQ. It's previous year question. He has been manager of well-known advertising firm in the 50s, manager of the Shemalt picture frame manufacturing company for a year. In 1952, he even worked as deck scrubber and coal carrier on an English cargo ship to earn his passage home from England. So very important question. Nizam Ezekiel. And this one, barbaric city, that is Bombay. So we have done 10 questions. Today I'll do 20 questions, and the remaining questions I'm gonna do tomorrow. Let me see how many questions are there. 43. Let's come to question number 11. Poetic reasonableness is the soul of the poetry. Who said? Nizim Ezekiel. The aim of literature is discovery and expression of truth, according to Jayanta Mahapatra, Nizim Ezekiel, Kamla Das, A.K. Ramanujan. So you know the answer very well because we are doing Nizim Ezekiel as of now. Who advocated cultural synthesis? Who advocated cultural synthesis? Nizim Ezekiel. who opposed the mystical poetry of Sir Aurobindo on account of the Asiatic watch, immensities of the mystic and confusion between art and ideology. Again, option number B is the correct answer. Nissim Ezekiel. Those who are preparing for UP PGT, you can join me and we will study together. As of now, I am doing SK Arora, which is very important book for your exam. So you can also buy this from Amazon or Flipkart and start preparing for your exam. UPGT exam will be conducted in the month of May. I think 9th and 10th of May, UPPGT exam will be conducted. Let's come to the next question. Which poet is discarded by Ezekiel in his review of the future poetry? Tagore, Kamala Das, Aurobindo, Swami Vivekanand. So the correct answer is option number C, Aurobindo. Which poet is discarded by Ezekiel in his review of the future poetry? Aurobindo. Question 16. The subjectivity of the critic is then on par with the subjectivity of the creator. Both are equally creative and critical. Who said? Nism Ezekiel. Option number B. Which poet is discarded by Ezekiel in his review of the future poetry or window? Alright, now let's come to question number 17. A poem empty of knowledge is a poem that merely skims the surface of life. Who said this? So we know the answer very well, Nissim Ezekiel, because we are doing Nissim Ezekiel's all the questions. This question is very important. The theme of the poems of Nissim Ezekiel is relationship, love, sex, city life, relationship, hatred, barbarity, village life, and simple rustic. So, option number A, relationship, love, sex, and city life.